In a world often riddled with envy and malice, we sometimes find ourselves in the crosshairs of others' judgment. It's an unsettling reality that revealing our vulnerabilities can sometimes lead to being exploited or undermined by those who take perverse pleasure in our pain. This is a phenomenon that unfortunately many of us have experienced, either directly or indirectly. It could be in our workplaces, social circles, or even within our families. This sadistic joy in others' suffering can inflict deep wounds, hindering personal growth and confidence. Yet it's a clear reminder of the importance of maintaining a careful balance between transparency and self-protection. This doesn't mean we should build walls around ourselves, shutting out the world, but it does mean learning when to don the mask of Stoicism, shielding our vulnerabilities from those who might exploit them. This is not about hiding who we are, but about strategically choosing what we reveal and to whom. It's about maintaining our personal power, even in the face of potential judgment. As we delve into the philosophy of Stoicism, we'll explore how embracing a Stoic calm can be a source of strength in the face of such adversities. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." These words encapsulate a cornerstone of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that continues to resonate in our modern world. It's a philosophy that champions resilience, mental fortitude, and above all, a calm demeanor in the face of adversity. Imagine navigating life's tumultuous seas with an unwavering calm. This is the Stoic calm. Stoicism teaches us to act as if nothing bothers us. But this doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to life's challenges, quite the contrary. It encourages us to face our trials head-on, but with a tranquil and composed mindset. This concept may seem counterintuitive. After all, we live in a world that often equates care with worry and concern with anxiety. But Stoicism offers a different perspective. It suggests that we can care deeply, yet remain unbothered by the outcome. This is because the Stoic calm is not a state of indifference, but rather a state of profound understanding. It is the understanding that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. In the grand theatre of life, we are both spectators and performers. We cannot control the script, the stage, or the other actors, but we can control our performance. We can choose to deliver our lines with grace, poise, and yes, a Stoic calm. So when the next storm hits, remember Epictetus. Remember that you have the power to maintain your calm amidst the chaos. Remember that you can act as if nothing bothers you, not by ignoring the storm, but by standing firm against it. Epictetus taught us to remain unbothered by life's storms, not by avoiding them, but by standing strong amidst them. As we journey further into the realm of Stoicism, let's carry this powerful lesson with us, nurturing an unshakable calm that can weather any storm. Our perception of events, not the events themselves, cause our reactions. It's a profound thought, isn't it? We so often feel at the mercy of circumstances, of things happening to us, but in reality we're not passive observers in our own lives. We're active participants, and our interpretations of events have a far greater impact on our emotional landscapes than the events themselves. Consider this. You're walking down a street, and a stranger bumps into you. What's your immediate reaction? Perhaps you feel a rush of annoyance, maybe even anger. But why? The physical event was minor, a simple collision of bodies. It's your interpretation of that event that stirs up the emotional response. You might perceive the bump as a deliberate act of rudeness, an invasion of your personal space, a disregard for your presence. Now let's tweak this scenario a bit. What if, right after the bump, the stranger turns around, looks horrified, and profusely apologizes, explaining they're rushing to the hospital because a loved one is critically ill? Suddenly, your perception of the event changes. Your annoyance dissipates, replaced by empathy. Same event, different interpretation, different emotional response. The power of perception is immense. Our minds can be our greatest allies or our worst enemies. They can create a paradise out of a prison or a prison out of a paradise. The key is to recognize that we have control over our perceptions. We can choose to interpret events in a way that leads to peace instead of turmoil, to calm instead of chaos. Think of it as a mental filter. We all have one. It's the lens through which we view the world. By adjusting this filter, by changing our perception, we can transform our emotional reactions to the world around us. We can be the calm in the storm, the eye of the hurricane, the steady hand in a turbulent sea. By changing our perception, we can control our reactions and act as if nothing bothers us. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that problems don't exist. It's about facing reality with a clear mind and a calm heart, about finding serenity amidst the chaos, about standing tall, unbothered in the face of life's storms. Epictetus advised us to be indifferent to things outside of our control. These are powerful words that echo through time, guiding us towards a life of equanimity and peace. But what does it mean to be indifferent, and how does it tie into the Stoic philosophy? Indifference, in the Stoic sense, is not about apathy or disinterest. It's about understanding what is within your power and what is not, and choosing to focus your energy where it truly matters. It's about accepting the uncontrollable without letting it control you. Consider the tale of the Stoic philosopher and the storm. One day, a philosopher found himself caught in a sudden downpour. His companions ran for shelter, cursing their ill luck. But the philosopher stood calmly in the rain, soaking wet but unbothered. When asked why he didn't seek shelter, he replied, "Why should I? I cannot control the rain, but I can control how I react to it. Rather than wasting energy on frustration, I choose to accept the rain and enjoy its refreshing touch." This story encapsulates the essence of Stoic indifference. It's not about denying discomfort or suppressing emotions. It's about accepting reality as it is and finding peace within that acceptance. It's about understanding that the rain will fall, the winds will blow, and the world will turn regardless of our wishes. And so we must learn to dance in the rain, to stand strong against the wind, and to move with the turning of the world. The power of indifference lies in its ability to free us from the chains of external circumstances. It teaches us that our happiness, our peace, does not depend on the weather, the traffic, or the opinions of others. It depends only on our own actions, our own choices, and our own attitudes. By practicing indifference to external events, we can maintain our calm, acting as if nothing bothers us. We can find serenity in the storm, tranquility in the turmoil, and peace in the chaos. We can become the master of our own ship, steering it with grace and poise through the ever-changing seas of life. And in doing so, we can truly embody the wisdom of Epictetus, living a life of stoic calm, unbothered by the tides that seek to unsettle us. Acceptance is not passivity, it's power. This is the profound wisdom that the Stoics have shared with us. It's a lesson in strength, resilience, and ultimately, the serenity that comes from accepting what we cannot change. Let's take a moment to imagine a sailor. He's out at sea, battling the elements. The winds are fierce, the waves are relentless. But despite it all, the sailor remains calm. He doesn't waste his energy fighting the wind, nor does he curse the waves. Instead, he adjusts his sails, he steers his ship. He accepts the storm for what it is, and he uses it to his advantage. This, my friends, is the essence of Stoic acceptance. It's not about resigning ourselves to our fate or surrendering to the whims of the world. Rather, it's about understanding what is within our control and what isn't, and focusing our energy where it truly matters. The sailor cannot control the storm, but he can control how he navigates it. The same applies to us. We may not be able to control the circumstances of our lives, but we can control our responses to them. We can choose to accept, to adapt, and to persevere. Imagine the serenity that comes from this acceptance, the peace that comes from knowing you're doing your best within the confines of what you can control. There's no room for worry, for anxiety, for fear. These are the fruits of resistance, of fighting against the tide. But acceptance, it brings serenity, it brings peace, and it brings power. Just like the sailor, we can harness the power of acceptance to navigate the storms of our lives. It's not an easy task, of course. It takes courage, it takes strength, and it takes a whole lot of wisdom. But as the Stoics have shown us, it's a task well worth undertaking. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from worry and can act as if nothing bothers us. This is the serenity of acceptance. This is the power of Stoicism. And this, my friends, is the key to unbothered living. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions, but about cultivating inner strength. It's about harnessing the power within to face the challenges life throws at us. But how do we cultivate this inner strength? Let's explore this through an anecdote. Imagine you're a ship in the midst of a storm. The waves are monstrous, the wind is ferocious, and the rain is relentless. Now, the ship doesn't have the power to stop the storm, nor can it change the course of the wind. But what it does have is the strength to stay afloat. It's this resilience, this inner strength that allows the ship to weather the storm. Similarly, Stoicism encourages us to develop our inner strength. It's not about avoiding the storm, but about learning how to sail our ship. It's about recognizing that we can't control the storm, but we can control how we navigate through it. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions, our reactions to the world around us, are within our control. Our anxiety, our anger, our frustration, these are not caused by the events themselves, but by our perception of these events. By changing our perception, by choosing to see the storm as an opportunity to learn rather than a threat, we cultivate inner strength. This inner strength is a shield, a protective layer that allows us to face any hardship that comes our way. It's not about being emotionless or indifferent, but about being resilient, about standing firm in the face of adversity. It's about understanding that the power to change our lives, to overcome our challenges, lies within us. Through this cultivation of inner strength, we learn to weather the storms of life. We learn to face our fears, to confront our challenges, to embrace our hardships, and in doing so we become stronger, more resilient, more stoic. So the next time you find yourself in the midst of a storm, remember the ship. Remember that you have the strength to stay afloat, to navigate through the storm. Remember that you have the power to change your perception, to cultivate your inner strength. With inner strength, we can face any hardship and act as if nothing bothers us. Nothing. The journey to becoming unbothered is a gradual one. It is not a destination that you reach overnight, but a journey that you embark on, where each step takes you closer to a state of unbothered serenity. Imagine a seed. It does not transform into a mighty tree overnight. It requires time, nourishment, and the right conditions to grow. Similarly, when we choose to practice Stoicism, we plant a seed within ourselves, a seed of emotional resilience and mental fortitude. It is through consistent practice and patience that this seed grows, gradually transforming us into individuals who are unbothered by the challenges and adversities life throws our way. Consider the story of a renowned Stoic philosopher who was once a slave. Despite the hardships he endured, he remained unbothered. He did not let his circumstances define him, but instead he used them as fuel to grow and cultivate inner peace. How did he achieve this state of unbothered tranquility? He practiced. Day in and day out, he trained his mind and emotions the same way a marathoner trains for a race. It was a gradual process, but with each passing day, he became stronger, more resilient, more unbothered. We too can embark on this journey. It starts with a decision, a commitment to practice Stoicism consistently. It's like going to the gym. You won't see results after one session. It's the consistent effort, the daily practice that brings about change. And so the journey to becoming unbothered begins. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-growth, a journey that empowers us to handle life's ups and downs with grace and equanimity. It is the journey of a lifetime, a journey that leads to a state of unbothered tranquility. With consistent practice, we can train ourselves to act as if nothing bothers us. Remember, the journey may be long and it may be challenging, but it's a journey worth undertaking. And as we journey, we grow, we evolve, and we become unbothered. Scene script. Are you ready to embrace the Stoic calm? The time has come to put theory into practice. The Stoic principles we've discussed in this video are not merely philosophical ideas to be pondered upon. They are practical tools designed for daily use to help us navigate the stormy seas of life. To become unbothered, we must not just understand these principles, but live by them, day in, day out. Imagine a life where nothing can shake your inner peace, a life where you remain calm and composed, no matter what comes your way. This is the life of a true Stoic, and it can be yours if you're willing to put in the effort. Start by practicing perception, the cornerstone of Stoicism. Challenge your thoughts and beliefs. Remember, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Next, cultivate indifference towards things you cannot control. This is the path to freedom. Acceptance, too, is key. Embrace life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Finally, remember the strength in Stoicism. Take pride in your journey towards becoming unbothered. It's a journey of self-discovery, of growth, of becoming the best version of yourself. And don't keep this wisdom to yourself. Share the video with others who might benefit from it. Share the serenity and strength that Stoicism brings. Remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. What are you ready to let go of this year? Leave a comment in the chat box. Until next time, be well, be healthy, and act as if nothing bothers you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Eternal Stoicism with others. Keep practicing and keep growing stronger.